So can you tell me a little bit about just how you got involved with this project?
Totally. So HBO Max and the production company B17 actually approached me with the concept that they wanted me to host and help executive produce. And honestly, like it was like the dream show. Like they came to me and it was already so incredible. And so it was really a collaborative effort, with design and the casting and coming up with the challenges to pull it all together to become what it is.
Yeah, and HBO Max has just an incredible lineup of really empowering shows, empowering things coming out, as well as so many female-led, incredible projects. So how does it feel for you to be kind of this young entrepreneur that's getting, your own show on this new platform that it has everybody so hyped up?
It's like I don't think it's set in. Like every time like I finish like a stage of like what this has become, it's like I was just telling someone else, like there was a point where my boyfriend and I were brushing our teeth in the bathroom before I'd started shooting, before the show had been greenlit, and I had heard about the opportunity, gone in for a few initial meetings, and he was like, I don't think you like realize how insane and like life-changing this could be. And it still hasn't set in, even though like we wrapped the show, we've seen the edits, like the show has started doing their press, like they have a launch date. Like I feel like it still hasn't set in, but it's honestly such an incredible honor. Like just being this random Canadian from a small town who grew up crafting. I have a degree in printing that is just like so irrelevant, and it's just like building such an incredible brand and community based off of arts and crafts. Like that's something that my parents especially, like, while paying for this degree in something like real, never thought would come to this. So it's just been so insane to see years and years of producing my own YouTube videos to lead up to something like this.
It's probably just so rewarding. I mean, doing something you love and have a passion for and it becoming a business.
Absolutely. I have my absolute dream job. I'll never have a better job than I do now.
Good. I hope you feel that way forever. That is
Me
exactly
too.
how you should feel. And I mean, I just keep I'm like, it's literally Craftopia and the Friends reunion on HBO Max. Like, that's huge.
Dude, having like our show's name next to like Friends and Game of Thrones and stuff like
Yeah.
that is unreal. Being on the same like press list, being like 10 shows to watch out for on HBO Max, like it's insane. Again, like it still hasn't set in.
So cool. Well, and crafting right now is something that everybody is getting on board with in quarantine. So what have you been working on while you have been kind of isolated, but still, I'm sure, crafting?
Totally. So I'm still producing regular YouTube videos for my channel every Sunday doing different crafts. So everything from DIY masks. I felt that it was like my personal responsibility to help provide some creative solutions to making a mask at home, with like the recent changes of the CDC having to wear face coverings. But I feel like also tie-dye has been so huge, like so huge for quarantine. So everything white in my closet has just fallen victim to being tie-dyed, which, I'm not mad at. But I lost a few towels in the process. Like my boyfriend has been scared to do his own laundry because I've been tie-dyeing so many things. So it's like, is there dye in the washing machine? Like, I don't know.
Oh
But
my
yeah,
God. So right.
definitely. Yeah, right. Like, I mean, nothing except for a towel has had a casualty yet. So I think everything's fine, but
It's good. Good. Keep it that way. What's your kind of tie-dye DIY tips?
I think the biggest thing that I've gotten so many FaceTime calls being like, hi, I'm tie-dyeing right now. Like, what should I do? I think the biggest thing is to, when you scrunch or when you do the spiral, like whatever kind of method you're doing is making sure to saturate the entire front and the entire back. Unless you have, your tie-dye piece sitting in a bowl that's like got tie-dye at the bottom and dye there. It's just making sure that you're able to saturate everything that you can see. Because a lot of people forget that like the insides that are wrapped and scrunched, like that's the part that's going to stay white and uncolored. So people are scared to add a lot of dye, but just like my biggest tip is just like go in with the dye.
Love that. Now on Craftopia, you are kind of giving your guidance and mentorship to these people. when it came to doing that, how did you kind of fall right in and you were able to kind of be that person, or did it take like some getting used to, because you're used to being just you on the camera for the most part?
Totally. You know what? It actually was, it came pretty naturally. These kids were so incredible. They were so charismatic. Like these kids had personalities. Oh my God. And, aside from being just so talented, like they were so fun to banter with. And just like, I was so impressed with how they were able to craft under pressure, because it's like a timed challenge, but also still able to like answer all my questions and like give me a play-by-play on what's happening. Like these kids were like 12-year-old experts. It was so impressive.
That's amazing. Can you give us any teasers as to what the crafts are or what kind of the challenges will be?
Totally. A few just like overarching themes. Each episode has like a rough, loose theme. So there is an incredible like pet themed episode. So like my dog Moose got to come to set and got to interact with the kids and come out the rainbow runway and the giant paint can, which is really cute. There was an episode tied to kind of like entrepreneurial mindset. So like crafting some stuff where you could potentially sell something. And we had a few challenges that involved food and desserts. So it's really all over the place. We really covered a wide range of different crafting themes.
Love that. Now, when it comes to your personal crafting, do you have a project that you're most proud of?
Oh, a project I'm most proud of. Oh my gosh. I recreated a Bob Ross painting not too long ago. There was like a big trend about a year ago where everyone was paying homage to Bob Ross and trying to copy a Bob Ross tutorial and really go through it with him. And honestly, I was so impressed. Like I have to give credit mostly to Bob Ross because like his tutorial was so A+ that my painting ended up looking really good. But it's 100% because his tutorial was so good. But I like came out of it being like, wow, I see like why this was so popular. It's my first time ever doing one, but it was incredible.
That's so fun. Do you find, is there a DIY or a crafting that you find relaxing? Like I have never been a big crafter, but I took up knitting in quarantine and I taught myself how to knit, and I kind of just, it's the first thing I've ever done that's so mindless, and I just sit and like watch TV and just do it, and it's really like just something to do with my hands. It's nice.
Yeah, totally. Especially too with knitting, like once you get the hang of it, you don't even really have to look that often.
Yeah.
Yeah. So knitting, I have a bunch of friends who have taken up knitting as well in quarantine. Like everyone's dog is getting a blanket. Like I feel like my friends don't have kids yet. So it's like she's making all of our like pets blankets, which has been great. But no, yeah, knitting is something that's really relaxing. But I'd also say like painting or any kind of like drawing or coloring. I feel like I know like there was the whole coloring book trend that's like been really popular, but it's anything where I can just like watch an episode of a show or listen to a podcast and just kind of like zone out, and it's like you're half paying attention there and half paying attention there, and also like mind wandering, that I feel like is really when I'm most relaxed.
100%. I completely agree with that for sure. And what have you had a project that's been kind of the most difficult for you, that's difficult to make looking back on?
Totally. So I painted this big like swipe across the back of my wall here, this one right here. And oh my gosh, like it was such a process though. I'd never really painted like a big wall mural or anything. And I had such an issue with like picking colors, and colors like on a swatch just like came out different on the wall. So like one of these colors I completely repainted, and it was just like a 3-day thing for something that probably would have taken like a professional painter an hour. And it was just like I was so determined. So like I got to a place where I'm happy with it now, but it was like the most hair pulling process of any craft I've ever done.
It is so good, and I was actually going to compliment it and compliment just the entire like decor behind you right now.
Thank you.
I'm moving tomorrow in the
Oh my
middle of
God.
the Pacific, which is bizarre, but have been doing all this interior design stuff right now, and it is the most like, I don't know how people do it with the colors.
I never want to move ever again. 100%.
Yeah. Especially with that wall behind you.
Yeah, seriously.
Now, finally, what are you most excited for fans to see in Craftopia from you, why should they watch it?
Oh my gosh. It's just such an incredible, fast-paced, fun, dynamic show. Like it is, I remember watching one of the episodes in like the rough cuts, and it went by so fast because it's so action packed. These kids are hilarious. Like the flow of the show is just so much fun. Everyone leaves a winner. So it's like, you know, the kids competition shows, you're always like a little nervous. It's like
Yeah.
sending a kid home is like heart crushing. But
Yeah.
everything is so fun, and it's just like so colorful and bright, and there's always like something popping up, and it's just it's the best. I can't even like put it into words. Like I'm just so excited.
Well, I am so excited for you. I can't wait to watch. I just think that, you know, you deserve this. I know you've worked hard for it. So I can't wait to see it all come to life.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lauren.